All right, I think we're live. What's really cool, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been watching and supporting the channel. It really means a lot because we just broke 100,000 views, we broke 150,000 views, and we've got over 1,000 likes already, coming up on 2,000 likes and a bunch of comments. So the channel's working, the channel's growing. We've been at it now for almost 28 days, not exactly 28 days. And we've been able to go from zero to almost 700 subscribers with 150,000 views and some likes and stuff. So the channel's really for small business owners, entrepreneurs, who are looking like across the board, everything that you'll need to uh, make your business work. And then we're uniquely positioned inside of Go High Level so that we can create a bunch of techniques and tools and strategies within Go High Level. And then we've got some third-party apps and softwares like that. So today we're really going to continue working on this $25,000 website that we're building. And the goal is to build the website, 25 grand, but to build it as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, and as repeatable as possible so that you can do this clone and do it again and again and again faster every time. So, no further things, let's jump in. So, if you've been following along the last few days, the last few weeks, what we're doing is creating a cleaning website for a cleaning service located in Cleveland, Tennessee. And let's just make sure that we've got our broad overview set up really quick. What we're doing for them is starting with the landing page, and then we're going to have at least 5 to 20 different service pages that they're going to need. And then we're going to have some location pages to make sure that they've got enough locations, and then a really strong About Us page, a contact page, and then later we're going to include her blog and get a blog page put together to continue with SEO. So this is everything that's happened so far, and what we did was create a services page overview and get it off the ground. Let's just get it to load here. And the very first services page overview, what we wanted to do was make it really easy to complete a call to action. The second thing we're going to do is make sure that SEO, Google, and search engines know that this is a dedicated services page. And then we created a sitemap to know that if they ever get in trouble, they can come back to the home page, the landing page, and that they're only as far as a service page right now, but nothing else. And we could even go as far as saying that this is an overview page, services page overview, if we wanted to. The technique that we're using is to focus on calling out the biggest pain point and then reinforcing, agitating the pain point. What we've done differently here is each individual pain point is going to have a learn more section. And this learn more button is going to go to that exact page and it's already connected. So as I move, you'll see that the page is going to move with it. And each of these buttons are going to be used. So we'll have to finish it out and create more buttons. I'll show you how to do that right here. You hit clone. You take this and you drag it down here. And now you have a learn more button here. And you can keep the icon or you can get rid of the icon. I actually want to get rid of the icon. I don't think it actually brings any value to the page. So I'm going to get rid of these icons. And once I move the button here, this is a moving in, moving out. And so we're going to do moving in, moving out as the service page. As I keep doing this, this is going to be construction. And so we do that. And then need something else is going to go to the contact us page so that no matter what they actually need, they just have the fastest way possible of getting in contact with us. And then what we did was create a master template for every section. And what you'll notice is this section is universal. If you create a variant, you'll be able to save it as a copy. So now anytime that I need to, I can pull this entire section into another page, which saves us a tremendous amount of time while we're building the whole website. Okay. So after we do the pane overview, then we're going to agitate the pane more and work on calling out each pane individually. Every pane that they have, we're going to call it out all the way till the end. And then we're going to explain how to get started, and we're finished. So you'll notice here that these are happy people, and then you'll notice up above that it's just pain and pleasure because we've already agitated everything and we're good to go. The next thing that we're going to do is go to the specific detailed page of this service. The difference between the detail page is because we're actually going in depth to one very specific service that they can do. And the first service is going to be residential. So the only thing we did was create this sitemap and put this sitemap right here. Eventually, once we get the domain published, this part right here will become a hyperlink and it'll go to the services page. This part right here will become a hyperlink and it'll go to the landing page, homepage. So eventually, as we build out this sitemap, each of these different locations will go back to the root or the parent page. And then what we're focusing on right now is how to create the hero section correctly and get this service page up and running. So this is going to be the residential standard cleaning. And what we'll do is we'll put an image right here that'll represent a standard cleaning. Or what we've got selected right now is a video. And for us, we've seen without any exception that having a video right here outperforms an image. Even though images are nice, the video allows you to let them hear exactly what your services are. They get familiar with you, your company, your brand, your awareness. But additionally, down here, we have tracking and we have retarget that can put in that will actually help us when we run ads know who clicked on the video, who watched 50% of the video, who's interested in it, and then we can retarget these people. So this is a bigger strategy here for retargeting and running ads. And that's why we're using video over static images. And then we've simply put in some number counter elements as social proof. And then what we still have to do is work with the company owner to find out what is a value bomb that they can offer right away to get somebody to begin. Like, what's something free, something valuable that the person can receive if they were to click this link today? And we got to get with the business owner and solve that issue. But the value bomb is going to go there. After the value bomb, we're going to do an overview who this is for. So we're hoping that they will see themselves in this area and go, oh, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me. And then if they need to, they can begin the biggest pains that they're dealing with and how to solve the biggest pains that they're dealing with. Then we're going to go in depth to what pain that they're experiencing, right? And we're going to make sure that the headline matches the emotion of the image, right? So if you get the image right with the emotion here, and then the headline matches that, then you've got continuity on the page. And then the subheadline is basically explaining it a little bit, but the headline is really to grab emotions. And as we go through these five, we're calling out the five main problems that all residential cleaners have, and then we give them a solution um, to use it. After we give them the solution, we focus on letting them know that we've got good reviews, we've got social proof, and the social proof can make them have a little more trust. And after the social proof, how to begin. We're going to update the team page so that we're going to have calendars connected in here. So if they need to hire a specific person, they can go straight to this exact person. From here, we answer the FAQs, and then we do one final call to action that will give it one last chance, right? And what you do here is you throw the kitchen sink at them. You give them more free things. You give them more value if they take action right now. You want to do everything humanly possible to get them to take the next step. And so this is going to be the final video that has a value offer. If they were to do it today, then you would, do something amazing for them. And then the last thing that we did was create a subscription where if these people um, will get an email from us, then we're going to offer coupons, discounts, rebates, subscriptions, upsells, downsales, are all going to be contained right here, right? And so if you haven't started email marketing, you're losing millions of dollars worth of potential business right here in this model, right? Emailing is a very, very good strategy for your company. And then lastly, we've got this global footer. Now you'll notice here that these are turned purple. because this is saved as a universal section, which means we can pull it into the next page, just drag and drop. And what that looks like is when we move to a new page. Now, cool thing is with our pages, um, when y'all buy a snapshot from us, let's say y'all work with us and you get a Go High Level account with us, you have two choices. You can, number one, you can get your own Go High Level account. Maybe you'll use our affiliate link, get in Go High Level, and then we'll share one of our snapshots with you, and you can go do it on your own. Number two, you can buy one of our accounts and then we'll put everything in there and we'll turn everything on, make sure it's tested, connected, and working with you. Uh, Depending on which person, we've got that option. However, every one of our accounts will come with this type of template so that you can just have the template and then all you got to do is plug and play, fill in the title, the subheadline, the call to action, put an image there, go to the next step. So we've made it as easy as possible to build a website from scratch. We've site mapped out all the pages that are SEO needed, and then we've pre-connected everything, and then we've put in the thing exactly what prompt you're going to need. And we even personally, inside of our community, have a prompt generator that if you use that prompt with our prompt generator, it will spit out a really brilliant website for you or a sales funnel. Either way. So, so we're here in page number 2 on our second services page. And once again, we've got the sitemap. And what we're looking here is this is a universal header, but this header is for services and name, address, phone number, right? So name, address, phone number, and then the social media icons are readily available. The layout is going to be exactly the same layout as the page before. The only different is now we're focusing on a different service and we're going to go in deep about how to do this particular service. So you'll notice right here that the element is the same element from before. And that's because we've saved an element template and all we have to do is pull in social proof number 1, and social proof number 1 element always goes in the top left corner of the page. So when we update it this one time. Let's say she gets 200 reviews. We update it and now it has 200 reviews, right? So we update it one place and it updates it across the entire website, which is very fast, very, very clean way to do it. But what we've got to do now is swap out the language so that the language is focused on the deep cleaning. And once again, we've got this link that we're using that's very specific for us building our landing pages, our sales funnels, and doing our SEO. So it already tells me what my header should be, what my hero section should be, what my subline should be, what my emotional trust section should be. So I'm just simply copying and pasting over from the prompt that we've created in our account. And this is because this is a deep clean. And now that we've created these templates, the next thing that we can do is take these working templates and go down and create the third page. So you notice that on each page is following a familiar pattern. So the starting point on page number 3 is going to look completely different now. When you get a snapshot from us or you get access to a new account, this is how it's going to look for you, basically. It's going to tell you that you need to put this information in right here. It's going to tell you that you're going to need to update the sitemap. It's going to tell you that you need to put social proof number 1. It's going to give you the prompt that you need to use to put a headline, the prompt you need to use to get a subheadline, the prompt you need to use to get your button, and a prompt you need to use for addressing fears, uncertainties, doubts, basically 3 short statements, and then a prompt to create social proof that you're going to use above the fold at the top of the website. And over here, you're going to create the video. And so we've got a script to show you exactly what to say. No matter what company you have or what business you have, there's a sequence, a format to create a video script. We're going to give you that video script, let you practice it. If you can't do a video script, we're even going to show you how to use HeyGen and create your own avatar to build the video for you. So even if you don't want to get in front of the camera, we'll even show you how to go in and use AI, create an avatar, and let AI build the video for you, which is a lot cleaner a way to do it because you don't have to worry about cameras, lighting, microphone, or getting your script perfect. You can just simply type it in and it comes out great. So that video is going to go here, and then you can see generically our template uh, is primarily used for life insurance, and then we'll have to update these numbers and put a different caption in here for this specific cleaning business. And then the prompts are going to be right here, how to go down through here and do the prompts for each section. And again, we've made it very, very easy. You don't have to know how to build a website. You just take our copy and just put the information here, and you will have a really good website. Okay. So it is going to be some work, obviously. You've got to know what to put in here, but we've made it as simple as possible how to put it in there, where it goes, what you need to do. Um, So I can see here the only real thing that I would do different now that I'm looking at it is right here where we're getting into the solutions. The only thing I would do different is I'm going to create this one section here. And I want this section to be where our testimonials are, where our actual reviews are. So there's a difference between a testimonial, a case study, and a review. And case studies, we've got this layout for all of our case studies, but then we've also got a review that is very specific about the review. And you'll notice right here, this is a review. The reason that we use this section is it already includes the correct amount of spacing around the whole project. So in the master template, this will actually be included in the master template as a section placeholder. So I noticed that it's not in this master template. That's something we'll fix. We'll get that updated by the time you receive it. Okay. Now, instead of building this entire website, what we're going to do now is go to section templates and pull our section templates in here. Okay. So right here is the hero section. And just like that, my review that is pre-saved and can be updated is here. A headline, a subheadline, my two bullets, my counter, and then now only thing I have to do is throw the video in right here. So this is my commercial cleaning. And this doesn't need a hyperlink because we're actually on the commercial cleaning page. But my services will need to go back to my overview and my home will need to go back to my landing. But because this is a saved element, these hyperlinks are already going to be installed. And the only thing you'll add is this one last part. Okay, so this is a clean way where everybody knows where they're at inside of the website, inside of the sitemap. And then what we're going to do is take our headline, copy, paste, remove any extra spacing. And now we're beginning to turn this into a commercial services page. Again, if you don't know what to put here, we've got the prompt generator that puts the prompt in there for you. And then I'm using some quick keys. I'm on a Windows desktop, so Control C copies everything and Control V pastes everything for me. That way I don't have to actually hit right click and do it. I just know to use these controls and and it's faster. Windows will have something like this. It's slightly different, but it'll tell you exactly what to put right here. So I'm just doing this as a shortcut. And then the emotional statement would go here. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's left to right. And this is just a really clean emotional statement right before the social proof number 2. So this whole section is known as social proof number 2. You've got social proof number 1 and you've got social proof number 2. And you can play around with what you want social proof number 2 to be, but you want to try to include social proof above the fold right at the beginning. They should have everything that they need to make a decision. 80% of the people are going to get stuck right here and they're going to want to make it. So the goal is to have the least amount on here for them to make a decision. You don't want it to feel too tight. You don't want it to feel constricted. You want it to be just enough information to move forward, but not so much information that they lose interest altogether. And then this will end up being a video that explains exactly what the service is going to be. So that's section number one, the hero section. Now, normally you would have to go through, copy and paste every single thing to go to section number two. But what we've done was save a template and we labeled it number two. And just like that, the second thing that I need is going to be in here. And if I make an update to this copy, it doesn't affect the website at all. It only affects this one page, right? If I pull over a global section, it affects the website. If I pull over a universal section, it affects the entire Go High Level account everywhere. Okay, so not only one website, but all the websites that you're going to have. And I don't do it like that. And then element template, you can see right here, this is the social proof number one. So as long as social proof number one is up here, anytime I upload the template, so let's say it's right here. And so you'll see that the template is different than the default. And what happens is now this can be a universal element or only a template element. So if I only want it to affect one page at a time, I can I can change it here. If I want it to update everywhere, then I want to do it right here. So I want this to be my social proof number one hero section universal element, right? Universal meaning that if I update it one place on any of the website, then it will automatically update it everywhere, and I never have to go back and change anything. So now when I save this, anytime I use this element that's purple, now every single page that has this purple element included, it'll update across every page. And the same here, you see how right now it's green, meaning I can change anything that I want and it only affects this page. But if I change a purple one, it's going to affect every universally. Okay. So now we're swapping out. Who is this for? And because I've already made this, this is for offices, corporate spaces. This is for medical professionals and practices. This is for retail stores. This is for property managers and complexes. This is for fitness studios and gyms. This is for small businesses scaling up. Okay. So if I like it, I can leave it as is. If I think I want to play with the colors, I can play with the colors. Now, I always do something. I always put it to the left because I want it to be in alignment with any of the other ones. The way that you do it is you instead of spacing it in the center, you space it to the left, which is the top left of it. That way, if you ever have it where there's three lines or two lines, that the top line is always going to be in the same spot. And just like that, it moves it up to the top. So you can see this is three, but this one has four. This one only has three. But as soon as I go to the left, now it's in alignment. So if we like it like this, we can leave it where it's kind of gray. If you want to get creative, you can actually come put a background in here. And if you think it stands out and it makes it pop a little bit more, then you do what it takes to make it pop a little bit more. We've got some default colors that we used right in the beginning. And so this is just a slight pop. This is a little bit more of one. This is a strong pop. But this one is kind of like right in the middle. So for me, I like using the secondary color, not the primary, but the secondary, which is basically like a softer accent for this section, for me personally. And then now the call to action button um, should have a little bit of a contrast so that you can see the call to action pretty clear. And and then you go. So this element I would say is complete. And then we would go to the next one. Now this is the hero and I don't need it anymore, so I can delete it. This is the who this is for, and we just did that one, so I can delete it. And now this is the sixth rows, two columns, so I can delete this one. Now that we know who this is for, we've got to create the pane and get them to think about what problem that we're solving. So here we're going to be focusing on the five biggest pains that commercial cleaners have. And once again, our prompt allowed us to get all this information in one setting. And then I'm making sure that these are bold. And then I don't know that I like it there. I think I want it left to right and not centered. And I might even want it where the background color is not the same as it is up here. Maybe I want a little bit different this time. Or maybe I want a gigantic contrast to really get somebody to think about, you know, stopping and reading it really carefully. So maybe I want a big contrast here, and you can use one of your primary colors and make a big contrast statement. And just like that, it doesn't look like it's the same repeated frame. Now there's a big contrast. And then the one thing I'm doing different is my headline is bold and white, and my subheadlines and paragraphs are the muted white or slightly gray. It's not all the way gray, it's just slightly. And you can pick which one of these. We created a global custom palette for this account, and we know that this is going to be primarily the ones that we're using again and again. So now I've got this really nice. The next thing that I see here is maybe I don't like this square block feeling where it's kind of more of a rectangle than it is a square. And the way that I fix that is by putting a little bit of padding on the top so that I have the same padding on the top and the bottom of my statement. Then I can look and see, do I continue to prefer it like this, or would I prefer it to be in the middle? And you can play with this part a little bit and see. The next thing I don't like is I want there to be a little bit more of a rounded edge and not so square. So let's say that I do like it centered and I'm okay with it. Okay, so once I kind of get the framing laid out and I get this one master template the way that I want, let's say that I want to put a dark, a little bit of a dark here, and maybe the shadow's good. Okay, so the next thing that I can do is simply copy, clone this one column, and I don't have to make all those micro adjustments anymore. So the only thing that I have to do is update the paragraph, and then I'm going to hit Control B to make it bold. And if I don't like the way that the framing looks, I can either do it like this, or I can play with the font a little bit and I can get the sizing of the font to be a little bit cleaner. So let's see what would happen if I do that. Get the font a little bit cleaner and align it a little bit to the left. And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. In general, people read left to right, so there's less stress on their eyes to put it left to right. Let's say that we're going to do that. So I can delete this one, and then I'm going to clone it again, and I'm going to delete this one, and I have my three. And it's bold. And once again, it still looks a little bit blocky to me. Um, and I would prefer it to look a little bit more square than block. So if I do 60, it's a little bit better. And the reason is when we lowered the font, it changed that parameter. So just by us making the font smaller, it changed the layout. And we can do 60 here. And now we're back in the middle. Okay, so I've got these three the way that I want them, and these three are not the way that I want them. Instead of copying all that, the only thing I have to do now is copy this top one, and I've got a perfect second row, and I can delete this one now. And then lastly, we can come here and then Control Alt A selects everything, and Control Bravo makes it there. And then the last thing that I need to do, because this is only like the top five biggest pains, then all we're going to do is on the sixth one is is put a call to action in here for them to begin. So the next thing that I want to do is look at these sections, how they're all lowercase, and I want to actually transform and capitalize the beginning of every word. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit capitalize. And what that'll do is it'll capitalize every word, no matter how I wrote it, it's going to update it for me and capitalize the beginning of every word. It's just a little bit easier to read bullet points like that or bullet statements like that when everything's capitalized. And then lastly, because this is transparent and the font color is now the same, so we can invert that and put it like this. And now we have a call to action, the five biggest commercial cleaning pains. You're tired. There you go. So just like that, that section is complete. And after pain, what you want to do, now that you've aggravated the pain, you want to put the social proof that you've solved pain like this and people love what you're doing. And you get that social proof right after you agitate the pain so that they go, okay, I see that you've solved this problem hundreds of times for other people. And then we're going to focus on the solution and what it is like to have you for the solution. And again, we've created that template to go right here, and it focuses on solving that solution for the customer. And all the layout is fixed. All five solutions address all five pain points. And the only thing we have to do is update. And then now this one is finished, right? So we didn't have to copy and paste everything and build it, so I can delete it. Okay. After we give them solutions, we're reinforcing it again by giving them a real case study of where we've done this for them. And I don't need this generic one because we've created the exact template, and we're using it from a universal section. But if we wanted to, we could make 9 very specific case studies for only commercial. But what we've done is just kind of given 9 overviews about helping everybody. And then now we pull this in. And we've worded it so that it's vague enough to include any possible space, right? Deep cleaning, residential, commercial, moving in, moving out. And then now we don't need that section. How this works, okay? So it's always the same, how it works. Always going to be the same. So these 3 easy steps to get started are right like that. And just like this, we can delete that section. Meet the professional team. Okay, so we know that that's universal, and we pull in the team. And just like that, all of our saved and stored information for the team is created. So I can delete the team. FAQs. So I pull in the FAQs, and now I don't have to do the FAQs. The final call to action and the final call to action. This is that super video. And now I don't need this call to action. The generic footer, I go to our universal footer that already has all the links connected, and it's purple, right? So you want to make sure that it's purple. That's how you know that it's universal. And now I can get rid of a generic footer. And just like that, I have all the elements that I need to create an SEO, Google search friendly service page. I hit save and I go to the next page, which is going to be moving. And I just repeat this process. So now, even inside of Go High Level, we're able to build a brand new website virtually in one day, using this strategy, using this technique. It's fast, it's efficient, it still looks beautiful, it looks clean. We've got some CSS edits that we can do to make it a little more modern, right? And like put elements that glow and elements that pop out, elements that move, transitions and things like that. There's lots of different things that we can do. But just getting it off the ground so that Google will start ranking you and putting you in Google. Search engines can search you. You can be indexed, and you can start your blogging. You can get out ahead of that, and then now you just got to go and build a platform social media page and drive people to it, and you're off the ground. Obviously, you can go back and create, very cool features that make the page look beautiful, but functionally, this is everything that you need functionally to get an SEO page off the ground in hours, right? And I hope that helps. Let me know in the comments below if you need a page like this built for you. I'm really, really like dialed in at helping financial services, small business owners, entrepreneurs, especially insurance. But this literally has worked with everybody. We did a medical practice and they're ranked number 1. We've now done a cleaning service. They're ranked number 1. We've did automotive. They're ranked number 1. We did HVAC. We did roofing. We did contracting. So this technique works over and over. I hope that helps. Drop a like, drop some love, subscribe for more.